welcome to another episode of Build the RedBull RB7. Today we have issue 17, okay, which has the front bulkhead and the lower nose. Okay, in the magazine today we've got a bit of the Formula 1 engines in the 90s. Okay, a bit here on Senna and the tyres in the 90s. Okay, some more of the motors. Highlights of the 90s. International car racing with the RCs. Okay, a bit more of that. Okay, our parts for this week's issue, as I said, with the front bulkhead and the lower nose. Okay, we've got a series of screws, and we've got our bearing insertion tool for our wheel bearings in issue 24. Okay guys, and here we have our instructions for this week. Okay, so let's get stuck into it. If you haven't done so already, remove your upper wishbones from your chassis. Okay, remove this thing. Alright, and remove the tape holding in the longer screws from your steering servo mounts. Alright, now what we're going to do, we're going to grab our front bulkhead. Okie dokie. And this flat end sits up under the chassis. Okay, so we're going to flip it over. We're going to drop it down in there like that. Okay, should sit nice and flush. Alright, now the first things we're going to do, we're going to grab the smallest of all of our screws. Okay, we should have 2 small screws, and we're going to put them in the 2 countersunk holes near this slider mount. Okay, so fix them off nice and tight. Okay, now the following 6 holes here and the 2 there, okay, may not line up with the holes. May not line up with the holes on the front bulkhead, okay? So what we're going to have to do, okay, we're going to have to put 1 screw in at a time, okay, but not fix them up tightly, so there's still a little wiggle room. And then once we've got all screws into their holes, then we'll screw them all off at one hit. Okay, so we'll put our 2 longer ones back into the holes that they came out of. Okay, we'll grab our other ones, our 8mm screws. Okay, you may have to flex the plastic of the bulkhead first. Okay, just get it in there, do a couple twists to make sure it's not going to come out. Do the same with the other side. Okay, and then the same 8mm here, back up this end. We'll fix that off as well. And last one. Okay, so fix this one off completely. Okay, so it's nice and flush with the chassis plate. And then go along with all the other ones and fix all them off as well. Okay, and there we go. Alright, so now we're going to flip it back over, and we're going to undo the 2 screws here which we applied back in issue 5, I believe. So we'll remove those. Okay. Now we're going to grab our lower nose, okay, and it'll just clip up over like that. Alright, hold it there in place, and then grab the screws that you've just taken out and return them to their hole. Alright. Make sure the screws are nice and tight, nice and flush. Okay, and that's issue 17 for this week. So we're going to just tuck our wires back up in there between the bulkhead and underneath the chassis. Okay, so they're not swinging around. Okay, so this is the final result of issue 17. Okay, it's really starting to look like a Formula 1 now, which is really good. Next week, in issue 18, we have the steering rod and ball end, okay, which is fairly simple. It'll just clip in under there, and it'll just hang out. And they'll get us to remount our upper wishbones, okay, to our chassis, and that'll complete that. And then also the one after that, so next fortnight of this one, issue 19, we'll get Mark Webber's helmet. Whether or not we're putting the stickers on in that issue, or they'll make us wait to issue 20. In issue 20, we'll get our exploded poster telling us which comes in what issue throughout the series. So I'm really looking forward to that, guys. I'm going to put this upper wishbones on. Okay, we've got a selection of screws here, which just get put aside till later on in the series. Okay guys, so with those final 6 screws that I just mentioned before, as I said, I'm 95% certain they go into the bottom of your chassis here to fix the front to the chassis. Well, they're all the same size except for 2, which is 10mm long, all the rest are 8mm. The 8mm ones go here, there, and the 2 longer ones go in the middle because they go down into your steering servo spacer. And yeah, so I had a look on the model space forum. I looked ahead. It doesn't actually show you that far ahead, but everything else that comes out after this issue all come with their own screws and accessories. So, and all the screws fit. So I'm assuming that's where they're going to go. Don't hold my word for it, but for now, I'm just going to keep my chassis attached to the front end because it really looks quite cool. I put some black electrical tape around my wishbones to stop them flapping around. Okay, I screwed them back down. My wires are still all tucked away in there nice and safe. And yeah guys, so the Pirellis should sit in there quite nicely, and it's really starting to like show the height of what it's going to be like. The front wing will sit under there, okay, and then of course you've got your rear wing that sits back here. Okay, you're going to have a back plate for the rear wing, and then you're going to have your side pods that come out. So it's going to look really, really neat. So thanks for your support, guys. Okay, we're almost up to 50 subscribers, which is great. It's good to hear all your feedback. I do enjoy going on and seeing your comments, and I'd like to help you guys in any way that I can. And if you guys have any suggestions, you know, just leave a comment or inbox me, and it's always good to hear from you guys. So keep watching, keep liking, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you, bye.